What's up, tube? Today we're making redfish stew. You can do it with any kind of fish, any kind of white fish. I'd kind of compare it almost to like a gumbo soup, but maybe if you're from like Louisiana or something, that might make you mad. But anyways, it's super easy to do. I've already got stuff chopped up. I just chopped up medium onion usually works, but I like onion, so I did a large one. I've got about 1.5 cups of parsley. I've got some Hunt's diced tomatoes. I like the ones with basil, oregano, and garlic just because I think it adds flavor. So we'll drain those and add them into the soup. We'll add some clam juice. We'll add some of this Progresso creamy tomato basil soup. I really love this soup. Actually, if you wanted to just eat tomato soup by itself, this is probably the best you can find in a can, I would have to say. Try that out. And then we'll add some garlic, some hot sauce, and some thyme, but it's pretty easy to do. And then of course we've got fresh caught redfish that came straight from the boat. But it's super easy to do, and I'll show you guys how to make it. All right, so we put the onions in. We added about 5 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. And we're just gonna cook it down so these are softer. Over kind of like a medium heat. All right, so those have been on for about 3 minutes. So now we're gonna add 3 garlic cloves. So this says half a teaspoon is 1 clove of garlic. It says on the label here. So we're just gonna add 1.5 teaspoons, and we're gonna stir it up and keep that going for about another minute. So now that that's been going for about a minute, we are going to add the parsley. And we're just gonna let that go for about another minute. So while that's finishing up, I take the Hunt's diced tomatoes and I'll drain the liquid out of the top. And after the parsley's been in for about a minute, I will just add that into the pot. And I'll cut the heat down a little bit, almost to like a low simmer type setting. I will add that in. I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'll add about a cup of chicken broth as well. Some people, I've heard, like to use white wine, like a dry white wine instead of the chicken broth. I like the chicken broth. I think it adds more flavor to it, so I'll add that in. We're now going to add our 8 ounces of clam juice. And our tomato soup. Finally, a quick little dash of thyme and some hot sauce. I only put a little bit in there because I'll let people add more as needed. And that's pretty much it. Pretty easily done. I'm just gonna kick the heat up a little bit and just let it simmer together. I think the longer that it simmers, the better the flavors come together. And then I'm gonna cut up some fish here and add it momentarily. So I've got some redfish fillets here. Like I said, you can really use any white fish, I think will work. I've got 3 fillets. I think a pound is probably enough fish, but I just happen to have 3 fillets left. So I'm gonna cube them up and then I'll add them in. We're just gonna let it simmer kind of at a medium to low heat until the fish is cooked. I think the longer you can let it simmer, the better the flavors come together, but the main thing is you just want to make sure that the fish is cooked, and it shouldn't take too long, but after that, you're pretty much done. So it only takes about 15 minutes really to get this thing whipped up, and we'll show you what it looks like when we're ready to eat. All right, guys, it's looking good. I'm just gonna put it over some rice. So it's kind of like a soup, gumbo, stew, hybrid, but it tastes good. So we're gonna eat. I got a nice hearty bowl of fish soup over rice and my wife's homemade bread, which I think she's doing a video on. So I highly recommend some bread like this, but very good. Let me know if you try it, let me know how it tastes, and enjoy.